love harvest season, just the culmination of the year's worth of work that we've done, and we get to really see how the decisions we made and the management practices all perform. Did that pay for itself? Did it not? And just helps us to continue to learn and grow our business.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Frontier Fields Harvest Session. This is Marc Kaiser coming from Carrollton, Missouri. Since middle of the summer, we've been trying to get the crop to come to finish and fill out and get the best yield possible. August, it was not a good month, so of rainfall, that is. So we've had to run the pivot in some fields. We're excited to kind of see what the yields bring, especially in this plot, which we'll talk about here after a while.
Hi guys, this is Makenna Frantz with Heritage Family Farms. We're here in Chesterville, Illinois on one of our grain facilities. Since the last episode, we have been full force in harvest. We've finished soybean harvest. We have a few more days left of corn to do, and then we'll be wrapped up and working on things for the 2026 crop.
Hey everyone, Caleb Wolters, Wolters Farm in Belmont, Wisconsin. All summer we did a bunch of drone spraying fungicide, and then we spread some cover crop and stuff as well. And we're gonna hop in the combine today, go pick some corn, and we'll talk to you a little more in there.
So unfortunately, middle end of July, we had some storms arise. During some of those storms, we found some either straight line winds or just some microbursts. So I ended up knocking some corn down. So it's been, I guess, a little challenging as far as trying to get data, extracting data from the plot.
This season has been a roller coaster. We had probably the best start to a crop that we've ever seen. And then the last week of July, the tap shut off and we were really, really dry. We're still pulling off pretty good yields, which makes us happy, but at the same time, we're like, man, what would it have been if we would have had those August rains?
So we were interested in PowerCoat just because it was going on the fertilizer we were already using, and we were hoping that we could make that investment that we're already putting out there be more efficient and more plant available.
Every year, every field has a little different yield goal. With the BioPath, I was looking to try to hit 290 in the trial. So the numbers in the control was 273.4 to 272.27. So it was a little over a bushel an acre difference between where the BioPath was used and where it was not. Last year was a good year for us. That field was the second year corn on corn, so we had a little pullback on yield. This year we're about 10 to 12 bushel better in that field, depending on what parts of it you're looking at. Every year is kind of like a science project, and you're always kind of competing against yourself. You always want to get 1% better. When you do look at the yields year over year, and you do see it increase, even if it is a minimal one, it does feel good that you at least controlled the variables you could, made the most of it.
We are back here at the office and we're going to dig through some of this trial data. Right now it looks like the Mosaic BioPath was a couple bushel better than treated versus untreated, but that story isn't completely true clear across the whole farm. When I do little subfields within the field and treated versus untreated in the strips next to each other, there's places where BioPath is 1 to 2 bushels better than the untreated right next to it. And that's where I think that there's a lot of value to be found in this trial. There's a reason that it's better in this area versus the other area. Maybe that's soil type, maybe that's water availability, which ties in with soil type, some topography differences, and then I can take that and say, okay, next year let's place it on XYZ field and see if we can prove this concept. So I think really what this tells me is it doesn't work on every acre. There's definitely a right place to put it, and now we just need to figure out with our management practices, where's that right place.
So as far as the results on the PowerCoat, yield-wise, we were seeing, less than 1 to 2 bushel differences. That could just be field variability pass to pass, and there just wasn't enough, wasn't a large enough difference to say, one way or the other. maybe there would have been some bigger differences if the disease hadn't set in the way that it did. It was fairly vulnerable to the diseases that we got this year. So I think that probably maybe hurt the trial a little bit. We're going to try the PowerCoat again next year and continue to try other products just to see, what's out there and what might be beneficial to our operation.
Every trial is a success because as long as you can capture data, not every product is going to work especially in different conditions. We did see a bushel increase, so I feel that we will try it again next year and see if we can see a trend over maybe even a 3-year period.
To anybody who wants to try biologicals, I'd really look for something that fits into your system and how you're farming now. Look for something that's easy to use and that's stable. Hopefully it'll be something that works for you and that you can implement into your standard process.
Thank you so much to Mosaic. They don't expect you to sing praises about the product or to say that there was a yield advantage was there wasn't. And so being transparent about that, helping and working with farmers to figure out where it does work, I think is oh so important and will continue to be very important as we move forward in this biological space.
Well, everybody, as this season and harvest season comes to an end with Frontier Fields, I hope that you all learned something like we did.
Thank you all so much for following along on season 2 of Frontier Fields, both the videos and our audio updates. If you haven't watched all of them, feel free to go back and check those out and be looking forward to seeing what Frontier Fields looks like in 2026.
Yeah, just want to thank Mosaic and Frontier Fields for giving us the opportunity to be on here. Really enjoyed the opportunity to try out different things and hope everybody else enjoyed watching and that you'll continue to tune in.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Mosaic Crop Nutrition.
Thanks, and until next time, see you later.
Matt Souter here, Director of Field Solutions for Mosaic. Every operation is different, from soil types and weather patterns to the way your trials are set up. Each of these can impact your results. That's why at Mosaic, we invest heavily in testing across multiple fields and operations and environments. We study diverse soil profiles, shifting weather conditions, and real-world variables to fully understand how crop nutrition can be improved in every scenario. The reality is simple. The better we understand performance across diverse situations, the more precisely we can help you maximize return on fertilizer investment on your farm. For deeper context and real-world insights, join us for our roundtable discussion and our season finale. In the meantime, head to TrueResponseWorks.com to explore trial results near you.